King Edward has died, and Harold has been crowned King of England. But then the Norman King William invaded Britain.
The Battle of Hastings. This battle, which took place in 1066, is one of the most famous events in British history. This is a famous Norman artwork to celebrate the victory. In this part of the tapestry we can see that King Harold was shot in the end by an arrow. William the Conqueror was the first Norman king of England, reigning from 1066 until his death in 1087.
The Wars of the Rose took place in England between years 1455 and 1485. In those times, England was not a united country but divided between rival members of the royal family, whose rule were based in the cities of Lancaster and York. It was called the Wars of the Rose, as the two factions took different colored roses of their respective symbols. The House of Lancaster had a red rose, while the House of York had a white one.
Richard I was a king of England in the years 1483 until 1485. He was born in 1452. He died in 1485 when he was 32 at Bosworth Field in Leicester. He was the final king of the Plantagenets family. He was known as Richard of Gloucester before becoming king. He was in the Battle of War of the Roses against Henry Tudor in 1485. Finally, the battle was won by Henry Tudor. According to Shakespeare, Richard was heard lamenting, "My kingdom for a horse."
Henry was crowned king and he became known as Henry VII. After the War of Roses, the victorious Tudor family used a red and white rose as a symbol of a peace.
Shakespeare thought that Richard was slight in body and he had a physical deformity and a shoulder gigant than other. Historians thought this image of Richard was the propaganda of his enemies, but when his body was recently discovered, we found out that he suffered from scoliosis, a curved spine.
Henry VIII ruled from 1491 until 1547. He had a grand total of 6 wives during his lifetime, the first of which being the Spanish princess Catherine of Aragon. He is the king responsible for the Church of England, changing the national religion to Protestant.
Finally, he had a son, but he died when he was really young. His first daughter was the Queen of England, Elizabeth I.
Elizabeth I ruled from 1558 until 1603. She was Henry's 8th daughter and ruled during the Golden Age of England, known as the Elizabethan period, which produced many great artists, musicians and dramatists, such as Shakespeare.
She was queen at the time of the attempted invasion force of the Spanish Armada sent by King Philip II in the year 1588.